Welcome to the broadcast. Let's begin in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa, where KTN's Francis Antomwa is following up on the investigation on the Ethiopian Airlines crash that killed 157 people on Sunday morning. Francis, good evening. The investigation is still in the early stages, but we understand the probe might take longer than earlier anticipated. Do we know why?
Certainly, Ben, that process appears it will be taking much longer than it was expected. Yesterday, investigators said that they were asking for only 72 hours to complete their forensic investigations. But judging from what has been happening and the slow pace of everything that has been happening here from Addis, it is quite clear that it may take much longer than it was anticipated. But then here at the Skylight Hotel, where this venue actually playing the epicenter of affairs, the information center for this particular tragedy, we have been meeting families that are coming from all parts of the world, but particularly at least 4 families have registered their presence here from Nairobi, Kenya, and they have come here with the hard questions. They are posing very difficult questions to authorities here, both Ethiopian and also Kenyan authorities, and all they're asking is, when will we be allowed to view the remains of our loved ones? That's a difficult question that really no one has answers at this particular stage, given the complex state of affairs that everyone says is really characteristic of what is happening at this moment. So we are waiting to see how this will be handled. At least we have been given a confirmation by authorities from Kenya that they will be allowing families to go to the site of the crash tomorrow. They will be facilitating families that are here. And tonight we expect more families to be coming from Kenya, because at this moment at least we have 4, but then we are told that more families will be coming, and especially having gotten that facilitation from the Kenyan authorities back in Nairobi. So we are waiting. There will be a mass service that has been scheduled for Thursday, and alongside that mass service there will be a special session for family members who will be taken through personalized attendance by experts, by counselors, to try and make them come to terms with what has happened. It's quite a difficult situation, I can tell you, for families that we've been interacting with them here. Some of them were actually determined today to go to the crash site themselves, but then someone tried to rain on them to try and tell them that they wait for this process to be speeded up, and so that they're able to move together as one team. So at this moment, really, everyone is anxious about everything. We have been speaking to people who've been in that particular process of forensic investigation. They are saying that it's not an easy one at this point, and that is why we've seen a multi-agency or sort of multinational approach to this one. We've seen so many nations deploy their people here. We've seen FBI, Interpol all deployed to this particular exercise, all because of trying really to ensure that as much details are pieced up from this particular exercise. And as you can see, the pictures we are relaying to you are some of the investigators that have come all the way from Israel and South Africa. Those are a group of people calling themselves Zaka, that is a search and rescue team from Israel, and all they're saying is that in line with the rituals of Judaism, they want to have their remains as quick as possible, so that they perform their rituals and they bury and take their dead back to their places. So that is the complexities that we are speaking about here. But then we've had some formal statement coming from from the Kenyan government through the PS Transport, that is Esther Koimet. Earlier on, she spoke widely on what they are thinking this should be going. So at this point, we will be. I'll allow us to listen to what she said earlier on after we had a press with her.
Been informed that the work that has been going on in terms of the recovery at the site has almost come to an end, and the Ethiopian authorities and Ethiopian Airlines, supported by their a professional team, have almost completed their work, and therefore on Thursday they will be able to meet members of families that come. Those members of families will be hosted in this hotel and will be met in this hotel. Those meetings will be private meetings. There will be one-on-one meetings, so that they can listen to the individual needs of families. We are aware that the uppermost question in families' minds is their loved ones, and so the remains and the state of those remains will be communicated to family members, and the next steps in terms of DNA testing and so on will also be communicated to them in terms of what that process is going to be like.
Thank you, Francis. Our team of Francis Ntomwa and David Otieno remains in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to bring us the very latest both on the Kenyan front and what's happening with investigation into Sunday.